Heal Squad. Listen, it is so good to be back. I just want to share a little bit about my mastectomy journey. Earlier this month, if you're watching this, this is November 3rd, 2025. I had my mastectomy on October the 6th. So it's been exactly 4 weeks since I had a mastectomy. So if you've been looking for me, I have been recovering. And so I just want to share a little bit about that with you today. If you are new here, my name is Cynthia. I'm a licensed therapist and relationship coach. And I have been going through a cancer journey. I was diagnosed with stage 3 triple negative breast cancer earlier this year, right? I did chemotherapy, immunotherapy, and I just had my mastectomy. Like I said, I had my mastectomy on October the 6th. I got a phone call that Thursday, so that should be October the 9th. And I was told that I am cancer free, that I had a complete response to chemotherapy. I did 16 rounds of chemotherapy. And so when I had my mastectomy, they took my left breast and 4 lymph nodes, in my armpit because the cancer had spread from my breast into my lymph nodes. And then also I had a reduction on my, I'm trying to so you guys can see. Oh, sorry, too much, right? I had a reduction on my right side. So there's an expander, what they call an expander in my breast. Well, not in my breast, in my chest. There's an expander. And the purpose of the expander is to stretch the skin so that when I have reconstructive surgery next year, I was considering getting an implant, but I don't know if I'm gonna do that, or the D-flap, where they take the tissue from your abdomen, your stomach, and they form a breast, right? There's pros and cons to each. So I still have some time, and I am considering what I would like to do because, y'all, let me tell you something. Outside of this, have never really had surgery. The only surgery I had was my wisdom teeth being pulled. And then I had the port placed for chemotherapy. And then I had this is the, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay. So I am not a good patient. I'm just not. I'm not a good patient. Okay. I'm gonna tell you, I'm not. So I don't know what type of reconstruction I'm going to get. And I still have time to consider it. To think about what I want. So I have an expander on this side, and with an expander, what they do is they fill it with saline. So I had when I left the hospital for my mastectomy, I had 350 cc's in the expander already. And then 2 weeks after that, I went and I had a fill, and he put in about 150 cc's. So I may be sitting, I'm at 500 cc's. Right now. I have another fill tomorrow, and hopefully I'll be more symmetrical in the near future. One thing that I think the most unpleasant part of having this surgery were the drains. Now, I don't know if you've ever had surgery and had to have drains, but that was the worst part. Okay? When I tell you, that was the worst part, getting the drains removed. Let me say, getting the drains removed was the worst part, right? I was at the doctor, and I was like, at the plastic surgeon, and I was like, I don't know how celebrities do plastic surgery, because the drains alone, I would rather have a baby again. I would rather have a baby again than have drains. Okay, I'm not looking forward to that, and I'm gonna have to, depending on what surgery I have next time, have to have drains. If you've never had a drain, the drain came out like under here, okay? But the drain is deep on the inside of your body. And I didn't think about that because when I was watching videos, TikTok, because you know I'll be on TikTok. When I was watching the TikToks, they would say, be careful because you don't want to pull the drain. And I'm thinking that you don't want to pull the drain like you can pull the drain out. No. I felt when that nurse pulled my drain, I felt like the drain was all the way up here, y'all. I'm not going to lie to you. I felt like the drain was all the way up here. When she pulled, I was like, oh, what did you do? Like, okay, the drain was the worst. I had 2 of them. And you have to be very, in my mind, very conscientious because like they're hanging out of your body. So like using the bathroom and stuff, I was trying not to pull the drain. walking around my apartment, trying not to insure, because I had the drain taped on me. The hospital gave me this band around my waist, and they also, so the drain was connected to that, but I was trying to make sure that I didn't get the drain like on the doorknob. You know what I'm saying? Like I was being super conscientious. But when that lady pulled that drain, I promise you, it felt like it was on the top of my chest and she was pulling it out. Okay. So if you should ever get a drain, make sure that you take your medicine. Take some pain medicine, okay? No doctor's advice, because I can't give doctor's advice, but just make sure that you do, because honey, that's all I can say. Baby, I'd rather have a baby than go through that. I'd rather have a baby than go through that, okay? When I came home, I had on like a wound vac for my left breast, where they had removed the breast tissue. They removed all the breast tissue. Now, if you don't know, breast tissue also goes under your armpit and then up here. So they removed all of the breast tissue, the nerves and everything from here all the way around, and then also into my armpit, okay? Because all of that is breast tissue, just in case you didn't know. I would encourage you, if you are a woman, I would encourage you to do your monthly exams to check your breasts. The reason how I knew that something was going on, because I was never one of the girlies. Like my OBG would be like, did you do your exam? And I'm like, no, lady, I ain't trying to be feeling on myself, you know, touch my body. No, I wasn't doing that, right? But how I knew that something was going on in my body was that there was pain and there was swelling, okay? There was pain and there was swelling, and my breast on my left side was getting very heavy. And so that prompted me to go see my OBGYN. My OBGYN put in the orders for me to have a mammogram, an ultrasound, and she also referred me to a breast surgeon, okay? I want to tell you this because I've seen this online. I've never had this experience where I go to the doctor and they minimize what I'm going through, okay? I've never had that experience. And to be honest with you, I don't play that. If there's something going on in this here body, and I know there's something going on, and I go to a doctor and they minimize it, then I got to find another doctor to go to. Always get a second opinion if you feel like you're being ignored. Do not just like, oh, the doctor's not worried about it. So no. If your body is telling you anything, you go and you get a second opinion, especially if the person you're going to is not responsive. Because I had someone tell me, like, I told this doctor this, they didn't respond, and it turned out to be cancer, right? It may be that it's just a cyst. And that's when I initially had my, I don't know what you call it. When I went to my OBGYN, or my GYN, because I am not pregnant, my GYN, okay. When I went to GYN, she said it could be a cyst, right? Cysts are usually painful from my understanding. I had never had a breast cyst. I breastfed, right? Breastfeeding is supposed to protect you from breast cancer. So I breastfed for 14 months, okay? And that didn't prevent it. But if you feel pain, if you feel discomfort, if you feel anything, please go. I'm 36. Mammograms, they usually, insurance companies, I guess, at 40. But fight if you need to with your insurance company, especially if you are a woman of color, because many women of color, unfortunately, don't get the necessary assessments needed. And we have a high mortality rate for breast cancer because we are underinsured, or, you have to go back and forth. Our pain is minimized. Our symptoms are minimized and often ignored. Sorry, y'all. True story. Not true story, but I don't know if it's a fun fact. When you go through chemotherapy, you lose your hair, okay? You lose your hair everywhere, to include your nose. So when you lose your hair and your nose just runs. And so I'm still dealing with that. My hair is growing back, and I'm grateful. I am hoping that when December comes, I'll be back to being a pixie girly, okay? I can't wait. This year has really been, I can't say that has it been challenging? Yes. Right? It's been challenging, but there's also been some rewards. I am so grateful for you. I'm grateful that when I had surgery, some of you reached out to me, you text me, you checked on me, you sent messages on YouTube. One lady, her name is Leo. I wrote it down, Leo, or Eve 90, was like, hey girl, you okay? Where you at? I had surgery. That's why you didn't see me, is because I had surgery. Usually I know in the beginning, before I announced having cancer, I had recorded videos and scheduled it, but this surgery actually happened quicker than I anticipated. I had my last chemo treatment on the 27th of August, and I saw my plastic surgeon that I ended up doing my reduction, and that's doing my current treatment. I ended up seeing him like the 16th of September. And so October 6th was the earliest appointment that he had within the time frame that they want you to have surgery after you completed chemo. So things happened quite quickly for me. I was super anxious because I had never had surgery before, didn't know what to expect. I had to make arrangements for my son. I had to make arrangements for myself. It happened so quick. So, when I just didn't have opportunity to record videos as I wanted to for you guys. But I just thank you so much for checking on me. I thank you for so much for you guys that scheduled coaching sessions. I still had a couple of coaching sessions, even though during my recovery time. And so I just want to say thank you so much. I thank you for your prayers. I thank you for your support. I thank you for rocking with me over these months in which I've been going through chemo and losing my hair and losing my eyebrows. And you guys have still complimented me and told me how beautiful I was and prayed for me. I really appreciate that. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate that. I never expected to go through cancer, never expected to have cancer, but I never expected the love and support of women across the world, women and men. I never expected that. So to you, I am forever grateful. And if you ever, you're part of the Healed Squad and you go through this, know that I got you. Know that you can reach out to me anytime, and the knowledge that I have, I will freely share with you. Okay. Next steps for me as it relates to healing and my recovery from cancer. Again, I am cancer free. My pathology results came back that I'm cancer free. On the side where I had a reduction, they even tested that to see if there were any cancer cells. So every part came back. There's no cancer. So I had a complete response. The next step for me is radiation. Even though I am cancer free, the next step is radiation. My radiologist is saying 16 treatments. You do radiation 5 days a week, every day. So that's 3 weeks in a day. So I need your prayers with that. I'll get radiation from under my neck to, under here. Sorry, the camera, under here. And the purpose of radiation, even though I'm cancer free, the purpose of radiation is that if there should happen to be any cancer cells, that the radiation will get rid of those cancer cells. I'm still doing immunotherapy. I've done 3 immunotherapy treatments since ending chemo. And so I will do immunotherapy until next year. And so, yeah, that's what we're doing. And then after I do radiation, you have to wait 6 months till you can do reconstructive surgery, because you have to make sure that the skin is healed before they want to do surgery. Radiated skin operates a little bit differently compared to healthy skin, but I'm praying and I'm believing that I will do well, just like I did well with chemo and everything else, well with the surgery, and just everything, life in general. I did well. I'm proud of myself. This has definitely been, like I said, a journey. But again, I thank you so much. I love you so much. I'm so glad to be back. I have, while I've been out, I've been writing down video ideas. So stay tuned. I have not forgotten about you. Some of you have asked me questions. I plan on doing video responses to your questions. So I have not forgotten about you. You are still important to me. You're still in my mind. I love you. And I'm so glad to be back. I'll talk to you soon. This is Heal the New Sexy, and I'm Samithia.